Okay, hello everyone. We've got Mr. Jos. He's the famous owner of Welkenberg Maastricht exhibition. Give us a small introduction about yourself, sir.
My name is Jos F.M.Eijsermans. I'm born in 1955. Have been an avid collector in many matters since I was about 12, but concentrated on banknotes when I was about 18 or something like that. And since then have been very active in banknote collecting. Was a member of the board of IBNS for some time, even president for a term. And I started Paper Money Show Maastricht 1986, 33 years ago now. And also we started with only an April show, which was then completed with a September show in some 14, 15 years later. And by now we are close to the 50th event in Maastricht, Valkenburg area, because we have been touring around a little bit, but mainly in Maastricht and Valkenburg.
And what got you into this hobby, let's say? How did it happen?
I was fascinated by the many zeros on the German inflation notes that I got from my grandfather those days when I was a kid. So that really triggered my collection. And also my grandfather was one of the very few that in the 1960s went abroad for holiday to Spain, because those days that was a real exception, because it cost a lot of money. He had enough money to do so. The average person was glad that he could go for a weekend to the beach, and he went to Spain, and he brought me the first banknotes from Spain, namely a 1 peseta note. And this is a funny note, of course, for 1 peseta. And that really got me, foreign notes are also interesting. So from then on I was browsing through boxes for stamp shops and coin shops. There were no banknote shops. I visited with my father Paris, for instance. Those days they were famous, the bouquinistas they were called, the little book sellers at the banks of the Seine, the river. They had all kinds of antiques, including banknotes and money, paper money, coins, stamps. I still remember those days that you bought a big note for 5 francs and a small note for 1 franc. Nobody had ever heard of a catalog. They only collected what was nice and beautiful and colorful and funny and whatever reason. So that was a totally different time.
Now back to your show. I'm sure it's very hard, and it takes, a lot of reputation and patience to have such a show. Can you tell us, a small struggles that you had at the beginning, very beginning?
The first struggles were really the fact that some people from other countries had trouble coming in, because those days there was no EU. There was still borders between Belgium, the Netherlands and Germany, etc. And especially Germany was very strict, so it cost me many years to get German dealers in here. I had more American and Canadian dealers here than I had German dealers and Belgian dealers, because of these bloody borders, which are now all gone. That enables people crossing borders from every country in Europe. Unfortunately, if the Brexit goes on like being scheduled, there will be one more border where the British collectors and dealers will suffer from. But that's something I personally hope Brexit will be put in the fridge and forgotten about. Okay, that's a personal matter.
It's okay. And a last thing you'd like to say to your followers back in Bahrain and the GCC area?
I would love to invite them to come and see for themselves what this show could mean for them, both collectors and dealers, of course. And I think having been at many different foreign shows, it's always an experience. I've been in Florida, I've been in Long Beach, I've been in Hong Kong, Singapore. And this is interesting, it's fascinating to see how other people live, but also how they collect, which is totally different. In Jordan I saw colored notes because they look nicer than the originals. It's something you couldn't even dream about selling here in this part of the world. But obviously in Jordan that is not that much of a problem.
It's a different taste everywhere.
Yes, yeah.
Different methods. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.